Hello and welcome to another post on our platform where we talk about everything, business and personal development, how your business grows from what it is today into a big conglomerate tomorrow, how you grow as an individual and as a person today into, a very, very important individual tomorrow. Interestingly, the topic I have for you today is something that has to do with your own personal development as an individual, be it in your private individual lives or even within the corporate structure. How do you grow? How do you begin to assume positions of authority, and what do you need in order to be able to do that? Once again, thank you for your comments on our last post. We really, really appreciate you guys. You guys have been fantastic. You've been wonderful. So we want to encourage you to keep doing that, because it also encourages us to keep doing this and bringing you more, interesting topics to talk about. Your comments, your observations, even your, arguments have been spurring us on to do even more. All right. So today I'm going to be talking to us about being a leader and how to be a good leader, or what traits you need in order to be a good leader. To lead any group is not the easiest task on earth. All right. In order to master that ability to manage a group, expertly, you must have certain traits. Whether be it two people or a group of 2 million people, managing a group is the toughest task on earth. All right. In a class with one of my colleagues, John of the Queen Media, which is a frontline content creation agency, situated here in Lagos and doing fantastic things. You can find out more about them on the link provided on your screen. We talked to a class of people, the JCI Lagos Mainland chapter, and we dealt extensively with this topic. All right. And in that class, we examined some of the attributes you must exhibit, or you must have, or you must develop in order to, grow into being a very good leader. Someone people could, trust, be loyal to, or even entrust with certain responsibilities and authority. We dealt extensively in that class with these traits, but I'm going to bring them back to you here today so that we can also learn, and you can also learn, since you didn't have the privilege of being part of JCI, but we all can still, share in that knowledge. So the most effective leaders on earth have been known, to have, what we call emotional intelligence. For you to be a very good leader, you must have what we call emotional intelligence. And there are like 4 broad traits or characteristics that you must exhibit in order to be seen or considered to be emotionally intelligent. Number 1 is that you must, be self-aware. We call that self-awareness. You must understand your own emotion, and you must understand how your emotion and your feelings affect even you in the performance of your job, of your duty, and how that your emotion or your feelings affect and influence other people in the performance of their own jobs. So if you are able to, on your own, codify what your feelings, your emotions are like, depending on the, stressors that you encounter on a daily basis, or depending on the triggers that bring forth some of these feelings, some of these emotions that may be negative or positive, it will help you in order to be able to encourage the positive sides and manage the negative ones. So if you are able to identify your feelings on your own by being self-aware that, if this happens, I'm always in a moody situation. If someone talks to me in a particular manner, I'm always angry. So you, by being able to identify that on your own, you then know that, okay, when I'm angry, I talk also angrily to my subordinates or to my upline, or I'm destabilized the whole of that day. So you try now to avoid some of those situations, or getting into some of those situations, or trying to manage some of those situations by either talking to a friend that can help you out of such, moody situations, or, listening to music if that will uplift you. So again, you just need to be self-aware, understand yourself, understand your feelings, understand your emotions, then understand how it affects other people, and also how it affects you in the delivery of your job. The next one is self-regulation. After being self-aware, you know what triggers you to be productive or to be underperforming. Then how do you now begin to manage those triggers, those situations? So you need to be able to self-regulate. You need to be able to sit back and analyze some of these situations and what could have been responsible for them, and how do you then get yourself out of the quagmire in which you found yourself in terms of your emotion and in terms of your interaction with your colleagues and your stakeholders, in terms of clients, customers, everyday people you meet on the street, even your family. How do you now begin to make sure that you don't let whatever is happening to you on one front affect how you interact and do your job on the other end of it all? So that self-regulation, you are able to then determine how you interact with people. And again, if you are a very considerate person, you take your time to listen before expressing yourself. You take time to analyze a situation before making hasty decisions. What that does for you is that people will be more loyal to you, especially your subordinates. They will be more loyal to you. They will trust you more. They will have a feeling that you are more fair in the way you adjust situations. All right. Then your upline will also see you as someone that they can entrust with difficult tasks, that you have a level head. Move on to the next trait, which is called empathy. Okay, so a lot of the time we call it the milk of human kindness. You have to exude some level of empathy towards people, kind of put yourself in their shoes. What are they going through? How are they living life? Okay, what are the peculiar reasons why they act the way they do? What could have led them to taking certain actions? So you need to put yourself in a particular situation in order to fully understand how the person has arrived at whatever decision or at whatever utterances they've come up with, in order to now counter it. But unfortunately, let me just say this, empathy is not something that is very well accepted in the business world. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't know why a lot of top executives don't believe you need to put an arm around subordinates. They believe so much in tough love, iron sharpened iron, all those kind of scenarios. But for us, and for me personally, I believe you need to mentor people. So you need to take an interest in them. You need to put yourself at their level so that you can actually understand how they think and the challenges they face, so that you can better help them. We can look at that and begin to develop it. The next and the last bit of trait is social skills. So in an office environment, you need to be that kind of person that can flow between the top echelon of the management and even within the lower rung. You can genuinely mix with both cadre in the business place. You are not aloof. You are not distant. You are seen as a bridge, as a link between the ogas and the omoshes, as we will call it. You are seen as someone that is really ready to go out on a Friday with your colleagues, have a drink out, have a movie night, visit them at home. Generally, you are seen as somebody that is approachable, someone that is relatable, someone that, is part of us. Okay, so your ability to be able to do that gives you a very great edge, because it means that people will naturally follow you. One, then two, you can naturally also motivate them by what you do. You can inspire them. You can get them behind you to drive forward certain, tasks to successful conclusion. And where there are challenges, you can also help resolve conflicts. You can also help build better teamwork among the staff by, telling them, if you are part of the management, letting them understand management's thinking behind certain decisions, while at the same time, because you are seen as part of the lower rung of the staff cadre, you are also seen by management. You are also representing that cadre to management in terms of, okay, these are the voice of opinion they've had, and these are the, maybe objections they've had to certain decisions and all of that. So you are like a bridge between both groups, and by so doing, at both ends, the management sees you as, the guy that is going to, lead this company forward, and the guys, behind you also see you as an able manager and an able administrator that, understands the feelings and the yearnings of all the members of staff. So we've mentioned 4 key attributes: self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and social skills. All right, so when you are able to have a good blend of these 4 attributes, it will go a long way in developing you into a very, very good leader, someone that people can look up to. You can be an inspiration. But I will add one more trait, and I call it oratorial skills. You need to be a motivator in terms of how you speak. People should be able to listen to you and get galvanized to do stuff, to achieve things. And you should also be able to lead by example. But of course, you need to even explain certain things to people for them to understand. And if you cannot speak well enough, and you cannot speak with passion enough, nobody will listen to you. Okay, so you must command authority. You must be able to speak eloquently, be influential in your manner of speaking, so that people will naturally gravitate towards you and support whatever it is you are talking about. But I would just like to quickly now mention that recently, on June 9 to be precise, June 9 this year, a researcher of Harvard University, published what he calls the 12 traits of being a very good leader. But it still centers around being, emotionally intelligent. All right. I would like you to look up that write-up. The name of the author or the publisher is Daniel Goleman. All right, so check that out, and if you need help, I can give you the link. Just DM me on WhatsApp or any of our social media platforms, and I'll send you that link so that you can read it up. And I hope you will also develop yourself within in this personal line, so that you can grow fast within the organization. Every organization is a jungle. Okay, if you are able to develop yourself personally, you will rise very fast. Well, some people will kiss ass, but that can only take you so far. Develop yourself, develop personal growth attributes, and you will grow very fast. I hope to see you next time. We'll be discussing something that is also, will be very interesting, and that will also help you in your business and in your personal life. Until then, be safe, keep winning, and be you. Bye. Ciao.